Rainbow Dash!
James and Rarity enjoyed working together on the island of Sodor, but they still have a lot to learn.
James, you're a special mixed traffic engine. That means you can pull both coaches and freight cars quite easily, but you and Rarity still need to learn from your mistakes.
James and Rarity both knew what Sir Top Hat was talking about. He can well remember that dreadful accident on their first day working together.
Rarity, please tell James to be careful with the coaches. They don't like to be bumped.
Then everyone came to admire James's shiny red paint.
You know, Rarity, I'm a really splendid engine after all.
Yes, James, darling. The Steamworks did a fabulous job with your new paintwork. It really quite suits you well.
Then suddenly, he let off steam. A shower of water then fell on the controller's brand new top hat. Just then the conductor blew his whistle and James thought they had better go.
Go on, Edward, let's go.
Don't push, don't push.
Listen to Edward and please don't go so fast. You'll ruin my mane.
But James didn't listen. When they reached Crosby Station, 2 coaches were beyond the platform. They had to go back to let the passengers off. But no one seemed to know about his controller's top hat, so James felt happier. Presently they arrived at Drawyaw Station, where Thomas and Twilight were waiting with Annie and Clarabelle.
Hello, James. You feeling better? Good.
Oh, that's my conductor's whistle. We must go now. I don't know what Sir Topham Hatt would do without us to run the Farquhar branch line.
And they puffed importantly on their way. Then they passed the field where James had his accident. The fence was fixed and the cows were back again. They ended their journey safely at Toy-Rex Station and rested before heading home. James and Rarity were both worried about what their boss would say about his top hat.
Don't worry, James, darling. I'm sure Sir Topham Hatt has probably forgotten about this little incident.
I just hope that you're right about all this.
But unfortunately, things got no better. Next morning, he spoke severely to James.
If you can't behave, I will take away your red coat and have you painted blue.
The big red engine didn't like that at all. Later, he was very rough with the coaches as he brought them to the platform at Napa Station.
I say, do be careful, James.
Don't talk, Rarity. Keep going.
Well, I never.
Goring and Rainbow Dash never has to fetch their own coaches, and he's the only express engine painted blue.
To make James even more cross, this time no one came near him.
I'll show them a thing or two. They think Gordon is the only engine who can pull coaches easily. Hurry along!
Slow down, James. You're going too fast.
James laughed and tried to go faster, but the coaches wouldn't let him. They set on their brakes and said,
We want to stop.
Oh, I say, what was that?
Rarity? What's going on back there?
Well, according to the gauges, the brakes were slammed on, leaking the pipe most likely. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but you banged the coaches long enough to make a leak somehow.
This doesn't look good. It appears that the brake pipe has been damaged because of James's banging around. How should we mend it, Rarity?
Idea! We'll wrap it with some old newspaper and a leather bootlace.
We don't have a bootlace in the toolbox, so where are we going to find one at a time like this?
Then ask the passengers if they've got any.
You seem to have some leather bootlace, I see, Mr. Jobling. Can we have them, please?
Absolutely not. These are the most expensive leather boots I purchased, and I'm not letting you use them for other silly purposes.
Then I'm afraid the train will have to stop where it stands. We can't continue without serviceable brakes. That's not safe.
The passengers were complaining to Rarity and the conductor what a bad railway this was, but they simply just ignored him and went about their usual business. Then they told Jeremiah what a bad man he was instead. Everyone was very cross. At last he handed his laces over. Then Rarity tied a pad of newspapers tightly round the hole in the brake pipe, and James was now able to pull the train once more. But he learned a valuable lesson that day, and took care afterwards to never bump coaches ever again.